tonight with the render, like a sand, and that gives it like an insulating property. So it's putting air actually into the to the render. But a lot of things I notice with pizza ovens is people build them, they don't really build them thick enough. The whole idea of a pizza oven is we get the fire going and it has to heat up this big lump of massive concrete, bricks and whatever. You know, if it's too thin, as soon as you take the fire out, it cools down, so you've got to start putting wood in again. So the idea of it is really so this big thermal mass of concrete, and as you can see by that one, like Humpty Dumpty over there, it's much bigger than what you think you'd need, but you know, 2 hours of heat in there, you take the fire out, the fire almost goes dead, and it's still hot for another hour or so. So that's the whole idea of it. Yeah, we've had discussions about chimneys, and everybody's put their tuppence to their things, which is, thank you very much. And I have seen them at Bunnings and places like that. I think Mark 1, Russell, we had a chimney there, and I think it got knocked over, or got something sticking out of the lump of concrete. It's very tempting to kids, you know. So we've thought of different ways of doing it, and Roger came up with a good one this morning. It was like, once you build this, you only put half a brick in there, like so, and you set in just an ordinary metal pipe, you know, like you get from wood burning stove. Once you render it, you set that in, but grease round the bottom. So actually, once the concrete is set in the render, you can actually take it out. So you know, it's just a slot-in chimney that you can take out when kids are not around.
So that's what McClellan have got, isn't it? Nice little.
Yeah, that's what.
So we've made a.
Yeah.
We don't want the chimney.
Well, that's right. You make a concrete plug.
Yeah. So we can just, because we baked a few things in there.
Yeah.
So we put the door on a plate.
Yeah.
For when we bake.
So a good way of doing that is once you've got the shape, you get some silver paper or some really thick silver foil, and you line that with the aperture with that, put a bit of grease in it and that, and then you pour up the concrete in with a handle in that, and then that should just pull out, take the silver paper away, and it's the right shape for the hole.
But Steve, what are you doing with the gap between this brick and this brick?
Oh, well,
Are you putting double roll?
No, what you do here is you build it up like so. You might have to knock the corners off the bricks.
Yeah. Could you do 2 layers of bricks?
Well, I think you only need one, because then you're trying to form a dome. Put 2, you've got to go like this. So I find, actually, if you just put it in half, knock the bricks in half, it's a lot easier to get that curve going round.
And they're just house bricks?
These are red clay bricks. Yeah,
But you don't need fire bricks?
No, they're more like engineering bricks.
yeah, like engineering.
So you must have solid bricks that are engineering bricks, because open bricks will just burst the heat.
Yeah, you want ones with the holes in.
Feel the difference in these are heavy. These are really heavy bricks.
They're clay bricks.
And that's the thermal properties.
That's
Because the
it.
clay can heat up and hold the temperature.
The cement bricks are no good.
So Steve, as far as thicknesses are concerned, you really want it as a brick.
I'm not that way.
No, I know that, but for your thickness, for your overall thickness.
Oh yes, yeah. Have it as thick as a brick. Yeah, build it nice and thick. It just
Just to give you an idea, it gauge your thickness.
yeah, absolutely. I can imagine this thing being something like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Finished.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to give you a guide, your thicknesses is really
Yeah, another brick.
the height of a brick.
That's right.
That's so you get an idea.
So that's how much render you want to put over it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you could mark that here, and you could mark it there, and you're going to get an idea of how big your actual whole thing's
Right,
coming.
yeah. You've got to make sure you've got enough room.
So if you do it in this part here and this part here and at the front,
Yeah.
you can kind of work your way to.
On Tony's one in Mornington, they've actually got this entrance like that, and they've got 2 eyes and horns, and actually it goes round like so, like a brick pathway seat, goes around each side, so it's like come together into the pizza oven, so we all sit around eating their pizzas, and it looks like this monster's ready to